Hello, hello, hello. Hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully I am live. We'll see in a second here. You might have noticed my audio quality has dropped by a significant bit. That is because my old microphone, or well, it's still standing here, but I've just noticed I'm way too, or my voice is way too low. So I'd rather have my sound quality drop by a bit than you not being able to hear me at all. I mean, I cranked it up like to plus 15 decibels in OBS last time, and I still was really, really silent. Well, my voice was low. Right, so, anyway, that's not the point of today's live stream. We're flying from Ivalo to Kittilä, initially, then over to Helsinki. For some reason this dude here has the strobe lights on, which are frankly quite annoying, but I think we'll survive. This is the payware from MM Studios, and what I'm trying to figure out is I'm at stand number 3, but there is no stand number 2 where Finnair would usually park. And as far as I know, this is supposed to be a self-maneuvering stand. And how I will maneuver myself out of here, I have absolutely no idea. I've already started the electricity and well, all of the main things in the flight deck. So basically, we just have to hope and program the MCD. We get our passengers boarded, loaded in, and there's something trippy happening with the textures here. Anyway, let's get into the flight deck. And I do hear someone landing. Or am I tripping again? No. That's, that was just wrong. There's no one landing. Okay. Let's get inside. That's the air conditioning. Great. Right. So, ADIRS is already aligned. That's how long it took me to set up the stream. Ground control on. Strobes auto. Nav 1. No smoking auto. Emergency exit lights are on. Temperatures seem fine. Oh wow, it's lagging a lot. I get stutters as soon as I look back at Ivalo. That's fun. Right, Atsu. AOC menu. Let's grab the init for today's flight. And we're actually using a freeware for Kittilä today, which is, in my opinion, amazing, because I love it when there's just freeware out there. That's, in my opinion, so nice to not have to pay 15 bucks for a new airport every time you want to fly somewhere new. Right, I don't have a load sheet yet because I haven't done anything on the FB. Let's get our flight plan loaded in here. Right, so departure in 25 minutes. 230 passengers, that is a lot for a flight from Ivalo to Kittilä. I don't think that would be very realistic, but that doesn't matter. Let's check the flight plan. So in the weather charts there is, what is that? That's severe icing up to 160 we'll be flying today, so it would make sense to take some extra fuel to get the anti-ice on. We have some headwinds, and other than that, it looks fine. Airport weather list. So we have light showers of snow over here. Oh my god. I'm not seeing them. So winds are calm. Kittilä, same thing. So what the hell is that? I have no idea what that dude said in chat. That's my notification sound. Sorry about that. Let me put my phone to silent. Yeah, I genuinely don't know what that set of letters and numbers means. So, you know, just in case that scam, not scam, I mean spam. I don't know, but I'll just delete that. We never know what that might be. Anyway, winds are calm, so we're takeoff fuel is 5.2, so I think we'll take maybe 100 kilos extra just to make sure we can run our anti-ice up there. So 5.6 block we'll take. So 5,600 kilos will load our aircraft. Make sure GSX gets that. I just received my 2 load sheets. So first one should be the default load sheet without the necessary fuel. The other one should be the new one. 5.6, so we'll accept that load sheet, then attach, is this, I think it's a self-maneuvering stand, so we'll actually say no this time. This guy landed from, where did he land from again? Manchester, I think? Glasgow. So maybe at some point he will despawn and we will actually be able to make use of the self-maneuvering stand. If not, then we'll push back, but okay. Yeah, I just said it. Great. So we'll be able to maneuver out of here. I don't know, is this music copyrighted?
If you're seated in the first row, or by the emergency exits, use the stow all luggage in your overhead.
What does that mean, actually? Voice on. I don't know. I have absolutely no idea what that might mean. Strobe lights.
Seated in the first row, or by the emergency exits, use the stow all luggage in your overhead.
What does that mean, actually? Voice on. Okay, yeah, my sound quality is awful, but that's just how it has to be for now. Sorry about that. Pilot waypoints, none. That is great. Let's request our init. So, Ivalo to Kittilä, alternate Oulu, Finnair 639er, I think. Our that's what the call sign was. Oh geez, this is small. Can I make it bigger? Okay, I guess not. That's really small and grainy. Actually, right. What I wanted to see was streaming bitrate. I have 10,000 kilobits per second. That's how much is that? Can I crank it up to like 20k? What happens if I do that? Will my stream quality go up if I crank it up to 20k? Maybe, potentially. I hope so. Anyway, Finnair 639er is correct. I think. Well, yeah, that's it. ATC call sign, Finnair 639er. Cost index is 12. That is so pixely. My 1080p screen does not like the MSFS EFB. Flight level 160 initially, and I actually cannot read this. This is so great. Top of climb minus 26 degrees. That is going to be icy. Ground temperature minus 10 degrees Celsius. Tropopause is 32,700 feet. Winds, request those. Okay. Winds are uplinked. Wonderful. Then flight plan. So, Ivalo, departure. we are gonna be taking off runway 22. Hopefully that's correct. Let's actually check the live weather. No, that's not what I meant. Not live weather. Flight radar 24. Because if we do that, we can see what runway is in use, and that does seem to be 22. Yeah. Okay. So we're taking off runway 22 then. Lusa 2 Delta departure. Please. Yes, thank you. We get to Lusak. From there we direct Setmu, and that's our final waypoint. Ready. Well, in flight, please. Kittilä runway 34. Let's check that that is correct too. Okay, I sadly don't know. There was a flight that departed to Dublin 10 minutes ago, and it departed to the north, so runway 3. What is that? 34. So LS Zulu 34 visibility, I think, was fine, wasn't it? Or was it airport weather list? Clouds and visibility, okay, so yeah. LS 34 Zulu with the Setmu True Alpha arrival. Do we have any bias? Okay, we do, so, and that's gonna be interesting. Setmu and Ksifpa, or not. Adona via insert. Okay, that's it. Secondary. There is sadly no engine outset on black box 711 for Kittilä or Ivalo, so I do the standard. So Ivalo runway track, Ivalo 22 runway track, which is gonna be, hello, please, thank you. Ivalo, start. Now we need airport 2, so ground charts, airports. Oh, I had that. 2, is that 1, 2? I do not see anything. Like, if I could drag this or make this a little bigger even. Can you see that actually? Let me see on OBS. You cannot, sadly. So as soon as I drag it, sorry about that. Yeah, as soon as I drag it out of my screen, you cannot see it, which means, yeah, this tablet is gonna have to be this small and grainy because of my 1080p monitor, which is incredible. Anyway, runway track 212. Okay, that's wrong. 212 for 25 miles. And actually, what am I doing? I have to get rid of the SID first. No SID yet. Once again, so Ivalo runway 22, runway track 212. 25 miles out. Then we enter a hold at inbound course 212. Right turns, time 1 minute. Great. Then your destination would be Ivalo. And obviously runway 22, Zulu, no star. Okay, that's it for the secondary. Radnav, no VORs here. No VORs, okay. In that case, approach charts, LS Zulu 212 109.9. That is correct. Okay. Init B, so our load sheet, what does it say? it says 71.4 slash zero fuel weight center of gravity is 26.4%. And block fuel, as we discussed, is 5.6 tons. Then a little bit of fuel planning. So fuel, we have 1.2 for the trip, rounding up to 1.3, that's fine. 0.8 in reserves. We have 2 tons, I'd say, for alternate, and FinRes is 1.2. And reserves, I'll push that up to 900 because we took extra. Okay. So I don't know. I have absolutely no idea what that might mean. I'm just watching my stream back because I want to make sure it's not rainy. YouTube is telling me that they're recommending a bitrate of 6,800 kilobits per second, which to me seems so unbelievably low that I'm gonna stay at 20,000 for now until someone tells me otherwise. Performance calculations. So, runway 22 surface that's actually unknown. I have no idea. I would believe that it's contaminated because ATIS, or well, weather information said light showers of snow. So I'd say it's contaminated, so wet. Flap config is going to be optimum. Force toga, because it's contaminated, is going to be yes. Anti-ice is going to be needed, or is it? 1 second. Weather list. So we have few clouds at 1,000 feet, so yeah, we're definitely going to require anti-ice for takeoff. Boarding is completed. Packs are going to be off. And final load sheet. Our takeoff weight is 76.8 tons, and our center of gravity is 25.9%. Local QNH 1007, temperature minus 11. You can update that actually now in it. And wind is 230 at 7. Latest ATIS is yes in. So let's see. With full length we get 129, 144, 145. Transition is wrong chart. It's 5,000, so that's correct. And thrust reduction, I'm gonna go with the values that it gives me here. So 1470, 1470, and 1970. Flex to temp, we're gonna do toga, so 0. And flaps is gonna be 2, and not rudder trim, elevator trim is gonna be up 0.7. Right, then that's completed. Let's check quickly our departure. So we're going to plan 10 miles. It's good. Right, charts. So we're taking off track 212 to 1,750 feet. Then straight to Oh, that's only for that. Yeah. Okay, my bad. That's only for those departures. I'm not gonna say them. The Capex, then Lusac, and no limits or constraints on them, so yeah, that's it. Then we have, after Lusac, we have ETP, top of descent, set move, and we'll check that in flight. It looks good. For the secondary, let's check. So we would go straight ahead 25 miles, enter, hold. Yep, okay, progress. Then I'm gonna input our runway here, departure runway, in our progress page, so that we get the distance, and I'm going to put in fix info Ivalo 22 25 mile radius and radial 212, as well as our place bearing distance 01 point. Okay, that's everything completed then. Actually, my bad. Local QNH was 1007. Set 3 times, and initial altitude was not disclosed. So then we'll just climb 160. Right after departure. It's not that high of an altitude anyway. Flight is 23 minutes. And that is all set. Departure in 8 minutes. No ATC. That means we're going to start our APU. Get the seatbelts on. I'm going to close the door. Get the fuel pumps running. Switch back to ARC. Okay, then let's read the cockpit preparation checklist. So, gapings and covers are removed. Fuel quantity is 5.6 tons. Balanced. Seatbelts are on. 80 IRS is nav. Barrow is 1007, 3 times set. Cockpit preparation checklist complete. Then, before start checklist, parking brake is set. Takeoff speed and thrust 129er, 144, 145, toga. Windows closed, closed, door is closed. Beacon on. Transponder coming on. Before start checklist complete. Then no ATC, so I can start my engines without having to request anything. Disconnect everything, and I'm going to stop Kittilä because I do not need pushback. This is a self-maneuvering stand. So ignition and engine will start.
Your doors and cross-check. Thank you.
That's beautiful. I'll have to get a screenshot of it, but okay. Engine 1, fuel flow, exhaust gas, temperature increasing, and 1 increasing. Get my flight plan inserted into Volanta 2 while the engines are spooling up. And we're nearly at the point where engine 1 is available. Engine 1 available, engine 2 start. M2 increasing. . Oil pressure rising. And fuel flow. Exhaust gas temperature should be rising shortly. Hopefully, yes. And one also increasing.
Smartphones and other handheld electronic devices during the flight.
And engine 2 is available. Starter switch normal, APU bleed, APU master switch off. After start checklist. Anti-ice is coming on. ECAM status is parking recognition, predictive windshield, you got standby company message. That is actually a good idea. I should cross-check that my weight is correct. So 71.4 and 26.4. Yes. Okay. Good. Then pitch trim. So I think it was around 25.9%, and that was 0.7 up. Okay, so pitch trim 25.9% up set. Rudder trim neutral. After start checklist complete. Okay. That is the after start checklist completed. Landed, obviously without using Unicom. That's for noobs. Who the hell uses Unicom anyway? Now, what I do want to check so that I don't accidentally drive or crash into that plane is, do we have more than one taxiways? And we do. That is nice. Okay, so I do need to vacate via Bravo, or well, exit onto the runway via Bravo. That dude can backtrack and come in by Echo. So Ivalo traffic, Finnair 639er taxiing to holding point Bravo, runway 22. Ivalo traffic. Cabin is ready. Predictive windshield, gas, engine ice. Okay, then flaps 2, spoilers armed, and everything else we're gonna do in a second. Increase thrust on engine number 1. Just a little bit so that I can get rolling. Okay, full up, full down, neutral, full left, full right, neutral, rudder, full left, full right, neutral, flight control check complete, max auto brake, predictive windshield, and radar PDPS is on and auto. Taxi checklist, flight controls, flap settings 2. Flight controls checked, radar PWS on an auto, engine mode selector is in ignition, and ECAM memo, take off, no blue. Now I'm going to check that no one's here. Wonderful. Ivalo traffic, Finnair 639er lining up runway 22, Ivalo traffic. I should do that. We have a, what is that called? Backtrack pad? Rotation pad? I have no idea. Okay. Oh, I missed it. Oof. I'm going to turn hot. And Ivalo traffic, Finnair 639er taking off runway 22, climbing flight level 160 via the Ulusak to Delta departure, Ivalo traffic. Lineup checklist, PAX off, TARA, and runway 22 confirmed. Lineup checklist complete. Ready? Mantok ISRS runway Northwest Blue. 100 knots. V1. Rotate. Too much stuff going on at the same time. Positive climb, you're up. Nav. Climb. Thrust climb, auto thrust. Flaps 1. Speed check, flaps 1. Not required PTIs for now. Flap 0, speed checked, flap 0. Auto path 1. Pack 2 coming on. Okay, and that's the takeoff. Very short flight to Kittilä. 23 minutes, so 21 minutes to go. I love how it looks in winter in Ivalo. And transition altitude. Standard pressure set, passing flight level 5-6, now checked. issue, or well, what I don't like about Microsoft Flight Simulator is how it loads in these chunks, and my LOD is set to the maximum 400, and this still happens. They should somehow make it that it gets the terrain gets introduced smoothly and doesn't just spawn in. This looks ugly. Really, really ugly. I don't like that. Let's check that out in a second. Copy active flight plan progress. Kittilä 3-4. And fix info. That. Done. Okay. So, speed error at Adoma. Right, so basically we'll be below flight level 100, and it's telling me we're going to be at 252 knots, which is obviously not very good. Does it have any constraints? It does, 240, so that's even worse. In that case, I think what we're going to do is try to decrease our speed limit below 10,000. We'll go for 0 below 100. Will that fix it? I think it does. Okay. Good. We're going to be entering some clouds soon, so as we saw on our initial flight plan, there'll be severe icing starting from about, what was that waypoint? Blue stock. So right about now we'll have severe icing, so as soon as we're in close proximity of the cloud, I'm gonna turn anti-ice on, get some wing lights going too, so that we can see if there's any ice on the wings, and get the standby compass and put this thing on so that I can see whether or not there is any ice accumulating. Okay, we're getting pretty close to our cruising altitude. I'll train down the vertical speed. Vertical speed 1000. Checked. And this is perfect time to turn on some anti-ice. Problem with using wing anti-ice is that our speeds, any speeds, or minimum speeds that we have are going to be increased by 10 knots. Now, I do not want that to happen, because we're in an Airbus A321, that means we would come in super hot to the approach. What is our approach speed anyway? So it's 146 knots. We'd have to add at least 5 on top of that, so 151 if we use wing anti-ice. Anyway, let's enter the arrival data, so I think I'll get Navigraph going in the sim. Let me just check if there's no ATC quickly. Okay, there's none. So tablet. Let's see. So, METAR in Kittilä. 007. Temperature is minus 13 degrees. Wind is variable at 1 knot, so worst wind we could have is 153 at 1. 153 at 1. Transition flight level, what is that? Slash. Transition flight level. Arrival. We have the set in arrival, so above flight level 100. Madonna max 240. Yeah, we'll check that later. Translevel by ATC, that's not helping me a lot now, is it? We'll have to go departure. 5,000, so 1,000 higher is 060 for level transition level. Let's check that we're not reaching our top descent, which we are, in fact. We'll be reaching very soon. I'll go down to flight level 100 initially. No ice accumulation as of now. Barrow. So, let's zoom. It's zooming out so much. We are category B, so 851 feet. Oh, we have to account for cold weather, so we'll do that in a second. I'm just going to type into VATSIM that we're descending. Flight level 100. 7 Alpha. 7 Right, so let's check. Runway elevation is 641.45 feet. Is that temperature? Direction table. There we have it. So now we need the ISA standard temperature. Sea level is 15 degrees, so we go up half a thousand per thousand. It's 2 Celsius, so 13 degrees is the standard. Meaning temperature in we need more drag, get that. Ground temperature, no, that's the wrong one. It's minus 14 is the standard. So 27 degrees of deviation. That's a lot. So at 850 and 25 degrees we add 125. Let's say 150 feet just to be sure, so 900 and, no, 1,000 and something like that. So corrected minima is 1,001 feet. And thrust reductions, I can't find them on Black Box 711, so we'll go with the default ones. Then check the arrival. Once again, to set at 100 or above, then we have Madonna 3,800 or above, max 240 knots. Sifpa above 50,800. Ivalo, Sifpa, Benum 2,500 exactly, which is the final torch fix, and from there capture the glide. What is the minimum in here? 3,800 feet, which is perfect, and I don't have to correct for any other altitudes. Okay. That's it then. So we'll descend to 2,500 feet. I'll just quickly type that into VATSIM once again and check that there is no... My bad. No ATC. Indeed, no ATC. So 2,500 feet. Set. Kittilä traffic Finnair 639 descending altitude 2,500 feet. Seatbelts come back on. We don't need anti-ice. Is there any ice accumulation? Nope. So no wing anti-ice needed. Thankfully. Standby compass. Finnair keeps the wing light on for some reason, always. Every single plane from Finnair, even Norra, their smaller regional airline, they all use wing lights in summer too. And I've tried googling why that is. I actually haven't found an answer. Which is pretty interesting. Okay, landing lights on. VNH was 1007 if I recall correctly. Yes. That was a lot of stuff I had to do at the same time, but now we're chilling.
You can check the important safety information on the safety card.
I'll actually be there soon, in January. That's gonna be cool.
Jos sinulla on jatkolento ja matkatavarasi on selvitetty määränpäähän, siirretään ne seuraavalle lennolle. Voit mennä suoraan lähtöportille.
Is that the airport? I think it is.
Lisätietoja jatkolennoista saat liittymällä koneen Nordic Sky.
Let's actually check on that. That the stand is free. Okay, we have many stands available for us. No problem. Check on flight radar where it would work. Interestingly enough, we will park at a stand. What is that? 13 Bravo? I'll show you. So we have Kittilä. Oh. Where are the parking stands? What? Okay, 13 Bravo. So it's actually diagonal to the terminal. Most stands are... how do you call it? Well, they look at the terminal, and this one you have to park diagonal. And Easy 700 Juliet Lima is actually taking our stand. We'll take 14 Bravo then. Okay, we're passing 6,000 feet, so QNH 1007. Set passing altitude 5,300 feet. Now checked. monitor VATSIM constantly to make sure we don't run into other airplanes. I've learned that many pilots just, they don't even use Unicom and don't look at the map either. They just close their eyes and fly wherever they want. Speed breakers out again, wonderful. Okay, we're at a 11-mile final. Kittilä traffic Finnair 639 turning onto final runway true 34 correction. Finnair Kittilä traffic. Okay, cabin is ready, flaps 1, speed check flaps 1. Approach checklist. Oh, that is a good idea. I'd say runway is good. METAR, let's apply that. Landing weight is 71.4 plus 4.3 makes 75.7. Medium brakes, full reverse, that'll do. So, reverse medium. Approach checklist, barrel reference 1007 set. Flaps 2. Check flaps 2. Then minimum barrow 1001 with the cold weather correction applied. Auto brake is medium, engine oil selector is in ignition. Approach checklist complete. Gear down.
$2,500.
Checked. Flaps 3, speed check flaps 3, and flaps full, speed check to flaps full. Landing checklist, go around altitude. Oh no. Is it that one? 3,800 feet. Oh crap. I haven't caught the glide slope yet. Oopsie daisy. Glide slope star localizer. Current altitude 3,800 feet set. Cabin crew advised. The cabin on the landing blue landing checklist complete. Kittilä traffic Finnair 639er on 4-mile final runway 34 Kittilä traffic. Autopilot off. And let's not slam it into the ground like I did last time. I said the flight time would be 23 minutes. That seems pretty accurate.
1,000.
Checked.
$100 above.
Checked.
$400. Minimum
Continue.
300. $200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 5.
Spoilers. Reverse green, decel. 23 minutes, pretty much on the dot. Speed brakes down, flaps up. AP. Kittilä traffic Finnair 639 vacated runway 34 Kittilä traffic. That's a tight turn. Very tight turn. Right, so let's check VATSIM radar again to see what parking stand is available, and 14 Bravo has also been taken by, what is EXS? Chanex, no, Jet2. Well, in that case we'll take 11 Bravo, and I have to start Kittilä to get GSX to work again. Okay, come on guys, how was the landing? I'd say it was a 7, maybe 8 out of 10. I veered off the center line at the end of it, but well, could have been worse. Anyway, 11 Bravo I said, right? Oh, what is that? Select from map, can I do that? I don't see anything. Right? 1, 2, 1, 1. There's no 1, Bravo in GSX. Oh no. Well, I guess we'll go with 1, 2 then. Select. Nope. And no, we can't shut down engine 2 yet. Lots of Jet2 holidays. Lots of them. I count 1, 2, 3, and I think that one is also a Jet. Is it? On VATSIM I thought it was, but okay, well. Still a lot. After the landing checklist, radar PWS off. After landing checklist complete. Now I don't want to miss my parking because there aren't any parking spots available over there. Okay, 3 minutes elapsed. Let's get the yellow electrical pump on and engine 2 shut down. That is our parking spot, so taxi lights off. Oh, you know what I've just realized? I never started skydolly, so no replay file available for this flight sadly, but I guess it is what it is. Left. Okay, parking brake set. Electrical pump off. APU is started, engine number 1 shut down, transponder off, engine shutting down, beacon light off, fuel pumps off, slides, wait for them to not be armed, and seatbelts off. External power connect, APU off, and parking brake off. Some dome lights on, and welcome to Kittilä. Weather outside is a nice refreshing minus 13 degrees centigrade. And if you want, you can fly to anywhere in the UK with 3 Jet2holidays aircraft that are parked at this airport. Okay, onwards onto Helsinki. Let's enjoy Kittilä for a moment, and then we'll start planning the next leg. Right, parking checklist. Ooh, yes, wing lights off. Parking brakes or chocks. Chocks set. Engines off. Wing light is off and fuel pumps are off. Parking checklist complete. Will we start the boarding? Okay, we are going to start. And you're probably wondering what the landing or how smooth it was. Volanta is showing 280 feet per minute. That's quite hard. But what I've noticed is I've bought FSI panel. I think that's what it's called. Yes, FSI panel, which is made to practice your landings. And whenever it says 50 feet per minute, Volanta says 100 or 150, and whenever I land with 150 feet per minute, Volanta says 250. So it seems like Volanta adds 200 feet per minute, or 100 feet, I mean, onto my actual landing. I don't know if it's true or not, but it didn't seem that hard, right? I'd say this was your average landing. This is a free airport from flights from TO, by the way. And they have interior. Which I think is incredible for a freeware airport. It doesn't go too far, yeah. Yeah. This is not modeled, but it doesn't have to be, I mean, I only see this part anyway. Well, let's get back into the cockpit and I'll start planning the next leg. Hello. Good evening. Well, actually, it's afternoon. It's so dark. It feels like evening, but it's barely 4. Okay. Right, I'll get sim brief out for you. Hopefully I can do that. Is that browser? No. How do I guess I can do window capture, right? If I just pop out sim brief, then I go window capture. Okay. And there we go. Hopefully you can see something. So, we will be creating a new flight. On flight radar, it's also Finnair 639er. Yeah, same call sign. So, Finnair 639er departing Kittilä and flying to Helsinki. Departure, I'd say half an hour is enough. Aircraft type is A321 IAE with sharklets. Call sign is also Finnair 639er. Oscar Hotel dash Lima Zulu Tango is registration. Departure runway 16. I am having a hard time believing that. Let's see. Kittilä. No, it's still going to be runway 33, so 33 for departure. 34. I say 33, it's 34. Arrival runway probably 15. That is. I think that's going to be correct. No, it actually seems like 22 left. Okay, so we're taking 22 left then for the departure. What am I saying for the arrival? Landing. Right. Fix that. Sure. Okay, generate that, and as soon as this is generated, I'll also go ahead and pre-file that on a network. Before I do want to take that away. Right, so pre-file on network, VATSIM. Hope we don't have step climbs. We don't, that's perfect. 639er, altitude 350, Tukuku Yankee 86 to Lusep. Seems correct. Okay, final flight plan. Then disconnect from VATSIM and connect again, so that the flight plan is activated. And there we go. Wonderful. SimBrief is now set up for the next leg. Let's also import it in the EFB. So, Kittilä. Flight time is 1 hour 20, I think, around. Right, mass and balance, we have planned 230 passengers. Is that correct? That is not correct. That's the wrong flight. We have planned for 7.45 tons of fuel. 7.045. But before, weather charts. So, severe icing has actually shifted to the north. We have a jet stream at 100. Is that 105 knots? That's going to be fun. Yeah, a lot of crosswinds, a little bit of headwind at the end there. Weather list. So clouds of visibility are okay, wind is fine. Nope, I do not want to import crew. Helsinki we have drizzle and mist. Now that is not great. Visibility is 3,000 meters, but expecting, well, that's actually the whole day, so 3,000, that's fine. I mean, it could be worse. 5,000 for now. Okay. So, 230 passengers planned. That is so incorrect. Re-import. Okay, there we go. Good. We'll just round up to the next 100, so 7,100. No need to take much more. And I will. I wanted to attach the pushback tug, but GSX was quicker than me. Can we do that? Yeah, okay. It's gonna do that later. That's fine. Okay, next. Obviously, we gotta go into Atsu again. AOC menu. Flight init. Put in the new request. updated. Then receive messages. That's the old load sheet, yes, and this one is the new 7.1 tons of fuel. Good. Data. Aircraft status was fine last time. We'll delete all our pilot waypoints, and then in it, we'll request you know, if I turn on this music, am I gonna get copyright strikes? Oh, that's true. I meant this one. I really like Finnair's music. Flight number, Finnair. Still.
Kittilä traffic, time jet 83 November, currently on left base. We've got a report established for runway 34.
Let's get the flight plan out, so... How do I exit here? Where was it? Here. Cost index is that 15 or is that 75? I can't tell, it's so grainy. 50. Cruising level is 350 with the temperature at top of climb be minus 62. Ground temperature minus 30. Tropopause is 36,500 feet. Request the latest winds. Flight plan. Departure, runway 34. We get the Tukpu 2 Delta departure. After that, Yankee 86 all the way down to Lucep. From there, arrival ILS 22 left, Lucep 5 Alpha arrival. Via Napu. Okay, I guess not. No via. Insert. Secondary flight plan. Copy active. We do the same thing without a SID. We go Kittilä 34. Runway track. Where's the... I guess it saves the last flight 2 here in the charts. That's fine. Tree, is that correct? Tree, yes, okay. Runway track 333, 25 miles out. Actually, I'm not so sure if that's a good idea, because there's a huge mountain. Although, MSA is 3,900, so it should be fine. Insert that, PPD-01, then we would enter a hold. So, in case someone doesn't know, this is for the
Kittilä traffic, time jet 83 November, currently fully established, runway 34, 10 miles, Kittilä traffic.
And we would then come back from Alice Zulu in case of an engine failure. Radnav 111.9 KT, force is 333. No VOR frequency available. Init B, so weight and balance. Our zero fuel weight would be 69.8. Why are there more people flying from Ivalo to Kittilä than from Kittilä to Helsinki? 26.8. railway CG, and for block fuel we have 7.1, I think, if I recall correctly, yes. 7.1. Then, fuel planning. Here, we go back, so 3.6 for the trip. Simbrief is a little more pessimistic. 700 for our reserves. We have 1.3, let's round it up. For the alternate, for res is going to be 1.2 on the dot. And minimum destination fuel is 2.5 tons. And we have an extra of 500 kilos, which gives us 16 minutes. Wonderful. Then, performance calculations. So once again, I would say this runway is contaminated, which will force us to go toga. Anti-ice, well, let's check. So we can go here. So the METAR says that we have clouds and visibility okay, so I'd say we don't go anti-ice this time. Packs are still going to be off. Temperature minus 13, condition 1007, wind is 103. This gives us takeoff speeds of 126 for V1, 142 for rotate, and 143 for V2. Transition altitude was 5,000 indeed, 1650 for thrust reduction and
Kittilä traffic, Tom Jet 83 November, currently short final runway 34, 3 miles.
And engine out acceleration, 2,150 feet. We're going to go toga, flaps 2, and up, 06, that is, yeah, there, okay, good. Then, progress, Kittilä, 3-4, and for our fixed info, we're going to go Kittilä. Nope.
Kittilä traffic, Ocean 1321, pushing back
Radio
from stand 16,
radius 25
15
miles,
north.
with the MSA being 3,800 feet. And we'll input PVD 01, 2. And that's our pre-flight completed. We'll still check our flight plan. That was my cup of tea. And I just accidentally moved. So we'll fly straight ahead. I have to see my charts though for this to work. So, departures. Straight ahead, 2,900 feet, max 220. Then, since we have the 2 Delta departure, we turn to the right to Lerze at maximum 240 knots. Then we have Adona, and finally Tupu. Anything else I have to take into consideration? After takeoff, climb is rapidly as predictable to at least 2,650 feet. We have to take that into account in our takeoff performance, so I'm going to input our thrust reduction and acceleration altitudes to 2,650 feet, which would make the engine out acceleration 3,150 feet. SIDs are also minimum noise routings, obviously, and nothing else. I think that's fine. Intensive engine out, straight ahead, 25 miles, climb to at least 3,800 feet to keep the MSA, hold there, and come back for approach. Oscillate will run randomly repeated. We'll do FZ, Milk, ODEP, Apoxu, several others of Cosma. And like that until... oh, that waypoint is called Flower. That's nice. And there's a discontinuity, but it's there for a reason, I believe, so we'll keep it as is. That's everything done. So now, what's up with our loading? So we have Passengers loaded in. Cargo is still being loaded. What's up with the temperature? Oh Jesus Christ! Oh God! I should have kept the APU on. Oh my! Oh God! Oh, that's terrible.
Get the traffic, Tom Jet 83 November, vacated runway 34.
Our cabin is freezing to death as we speak. -7 degrees is quite cold, even for me and I live in Finland. Let's get that APU bleed running ASAP, and let's turn that temperature selector a little bit higher. How much is hot? I just want to check quickly. I'm interested. Still no ATC, and I'm completely fine with that. Let's go back to plan. And APU bleed is available now. That is not the correct button, that one is. Let's see. How much temperature are we going to get out of the AFT conditioning system if I put it to the maximum? Okay, now we're starting to get bleed. So I put cockpit on around 75%, let's say, of the scale. That gives us 30 degrees. That's way too much. I'd say we'll keep it that way. 21, 22, still rising. $40 degrees. No thanks. I do not need 40 degrees in that cockpit. Oh, I think what it's actually doing is it's warming up the cabin to a selected temperature, so it doesn't influence how hot the air is that comes out, but rather what the temperature is gonna be. Okay, that seems fine. Although 40 degrees.
Kittilä traffic, Ocean 1321, taxi via Alpha runway 34.
First we froze our passengers to death, and now we're
Boarding completed.
boiling them live, frying them rather. Boarding is completed, wonderful. I'll turn the PA system off. Close the door. Disconnect sound power now.
Hello, Captain.
Get the
We are ready for
seatbelts
pushback.
on. Fuel pumps. Parking brake is set. And we are preparing for pushback, so let's get those shocks and GPU removed.
Kittilä traffic, Gen 18 Lima, going to be pushing back 14 after traffic taxis by.
Watcher check completed.
And let's check the final load sheet. So, in compliance with EDNO 2. What is EDNO? Should maybe check later on. 69.8 is correct, 26.8 is correct. And in the calculations, I have no idea how to calculate here, so. Okay, that did change just a bit, so 126, 142, 143. Okay, values stay the same, so we're good.
Locking gear.
Locking gear. Cockpit preparation checklist. Gear pins and covers removed. Fuel quantity 7.1 tons. Balanced. Seatbelts on. 80 IRS. Nav. Battle reference 1007. 3 times set. Windows. closed, doors closed. Parking brake is set, Seagull speed northwest 126, 142, 143, Toga. Beacon coming on, transponder also. Before start and cockpit preparation checklists.
Release parking brakes.
What did I click? Change direction. We want to face. We want to face south.
Release parking brakes.
But someone's pushing at this moment, so yeah, bro, you are not going to be able to taxi out like that. I guess if I do push, you will still have space, so I'm gonna say that we are pushing back. Kittilä traffic Finnair 639er starting push on from stand 1-2 and facing south. Kittilä traffic.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at wheel.
Okay, now I do feel. Wait, what? Anyway, ignition starts. Engine 1 start. Where the hell are you going? Stop, 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 stop. That's the wrong goddamn direction. I said south. Great, amazing. Absolutely great. Okay, I guess I have no issue. What is this? I am genuinely frustrated right now because GSX pushed me in the wrong direction and now I can't seem to even start push. Right. Okay, interesting. What the actuals? Right. Very interesting indeed. This dude has to be so annoyed at me right now. And I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. For his sake, I'm gonna start taxiing like straight away. Kittilä traffic, Finnair 639er taxiing, holding point Alpha, runway 34. Kittilä traffic, and sorry about the push, I had some problems.
Kittilä traffic, easy 7 Juliet Lima. Behind company will follow Charlie Point Alpha, runway 34, Kittilä traffic.
Oh, come on. Because I'm stuck. Stuck to the ground. I'm gonna disconnect from VATSIM. Okay, let's start considering our options. So, parking brake is off. Phoenix is telling me that I am traveling at 8 knots. I was traveling at 8 knots, but I'm still... Maybe... Whoa.
Stall, stall,
What do you mean stall?
stall, stall.
Go. Right. This is amazing stuff, guys. I am airborne on the ground. What is happening? I'd love to fly to Helsinki, but Phoenix has decided to have issues. Okay, at least I'm moving it. Or what is happening? Okay, let's try to enter slew mode and see what happens. First, I obviously have to go into controls, slew mode, Shift Alt X. Let's see. If I go up, oh, how do I go up? E. Oh no! Oh no! 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 Wait! Oh! I can't even move in slew mode. I'm literally stuck. I thought I was just stuck, like Phoenix was bugged or something, but I cannot even move in slew mode. How does that even happen? Maybe it's GSX that did something interesting. Okay, what happens if I... Let's try to restart GSX. No, 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 not Alpha 4, please no. I'm not airborne, thank you. This is the first time I've had anything even remotely come close to something like this. This is utterly disappointing. Oh! There is no way. It was GSX. It was indeed GSX. Or rather, the fact that I probably misclicked, then I turned off GSX. Anyway, I'll let that oh well. I'll connect back onto. Anyway, cabin is ready. I'm gonna reset. Flight controls full. Damn it. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. maximum auto brake. Up 0.6. Good. Reset rudder trim. Off start checklist. Anti-ice off. VCAP status checked. Pitch trim 0.6 up. Rudder trim neutral. Flight controls checked. Flaps configuration 2. Radar PWS on and auto. Engine mode selection.
Good traffic, Chinook 18 Lima, behind the center for number 2 departure.
Become on takeoff number. Kittilä traffic Finnair 639 and lining up runway 34 and backtracking. Kittilä traffic. I'm lucky we didn't have ATC online, because that would have been a nightmare. Right, we're Finnair, so let's come on. My charts, there they are, and get them started over here too. I am genuinely so happy I didn't have to restart MSFS, because yeah, well, now I know that never, ever, ever, whatever you're doing, exit GSX while you're pushing back, because that will freeze your aircraft in a way where you can't move it at all. So yeah, now I know. And you know too. Down lights off. Lineup checklist, PAX off. TCAS. TARA. Runway 34 confirmed. Kittilä traffic Finnair 639 are taking off runway 34. Kittilä traffic. Okay, stable. Mantoga SRS auto thrust blue.
Kittilä traffic, Chinook 18 Lima, going to be back acting runway 34 for departure.
Rotate. Whoa. Positive climb, you're up. Will be following our flight director as soon as we reach 2,090 feet. So now climb, thrust climb, auto thrust climb, flaps 1, speed shift factor. Climbing. Doing back 1. pressure passing wind level 57. Now checked. Okay, I didn't forget anything, did I? I don't think so. Oh, that's beautiful. Should take a just. I never ended my flight on Valanta, so now it's showing that that I've taken off again after I've landed. And another great thing, when I went into slew mode, I guess when I exited, it says that I had a landing in Kittilä at minus 15,000 feet per minute. It's quite a hard landing. Seatbelts off, landing lights off, and above 10,000 feet flow, so copy active. Fixed info, delete. And Helsinki to left. Okay. Good stuff. Side stick fault. I don't know why it says that, because I think my side stick is fine. Okay, well, from now on, it's just a smooth ride for the next hour and 20 minutes. Rather, hour and 15. What's the MCQ say? 15:47, so in an hour and 8 minutes. So the flight is 6 minutes shorter than anticipated. Not bad. Sun is long gone, but still some part of the sunset visible. I think it's time to turn the green light off, even though I'm not quite sure when they turn it off and green light. I just know it's always on the ground, except when they're standing at the gate. Or stand. Let's do a fuel check. So Perfect. Can I actually share flights on or in my chats so that you can track it? Indeed, you can. So, should I do that? About the lantern. I can. Oh. That's even better. Oh, thank God. Okay, so it did realise that this is another flight. So it is one flight. Can I share this one? Copy flight URL. Let's see. Yes. Okay, well then I'll paste that here. Lots of people flying out of Finland this time of year. Still have to do some maths, so I'll do that while we're flying, since there's not much going on. Oh, one more thing. I forgot to update this. We're flying from Kittilä to Helsinki. There we go. That's more up to date now. I think I should probably put Navimarth in the corner. Of the screen so that you can see where we are. I think that's good. Perfect, yeah. Maybe I'll turn it to, can I make it night? There we go, yes. Perfect. Okay, I'll turn my microphone off for a bit because at the end of the day this is a 1 hour flight, so I'll come back to you in around half an hour. See you. should start preparing for our descent. I got a little carried away by my maths equations, but MCDU says enter destination data. So first, I changed the active on the landing runway to runway 15 by the way, because that's the active runway at the moment. That means that we got a new arrival, which is U7.4 Mike. So let's get the charts for that. So Helsinki. Right. Arrival. U7.4 Mike. Descent reached. Okay, we're gonna start descending just to get it done, and we'll figure out to which altitude we descend. So I'd say we descend to 2000 for now. Okay, so VATSIM notes. Wonderful. Let's check the flight plan now. So, flight plan, Ibosu, that's not, okay, there we go, Lusa. Above flight level 100, then we have 250 knots, HK 902 above 3000, HK 950, and finally at 220 knots above 2000 feet. And we have a discontinuity from there, so let's see. Approach. We need ILS or lock from runway 15. Elkun at 2000, or Buku at 2000, exactly final approach fix from there to Helsinki. For now, I'll be active. And we will have to do some cold weather corrections, so the minimum is 2,700. That means we have to correct Naho. Now, the weather in Helsinki. Actually, yeah, let's get the meter, then we can also input everything into our MCU at the same time. So, QNH is the latest 8 minutes ago. So QNH is 1019. It's 12 more than windy. Temperature is 5 degrees. That's quite warm actually. Not that cold. 190 at 10 knots. Transition line is 060. Barrow will correct for that in the moment. So, black box, what do we say about Helsinki? So, thrust reduction 1680 and acceleration 3180. Engine out acceleration 1700. Right, so, Helsinki is let's see, 163 feet above sea sea level, so that means ISO standard would be 15 degrees. That means since we have, what was it now, 5, that's a 10 degree ISO deviation. There we are. So that's minus 10 degrees, meaning onto Barrow 363, which is a 200 feet difference. We add 20 feet. So Barrow is going to be 383. That's pretty easy. Then for all the other constraints, so Lucer is not below the minimum, still not below the minimum, and the hub is below the minimum. It's below the minimum, so for 2,000 feet now, it's actually not exactly 200 feet, it's more like, oh, we'll see it for a second. 200 feet. Right, so, let's say that's 2,000 feet. Add 210 feet. So that makes now constraint 210 feet. So 2,210 is the constraint. Although I cannot change the final approach rates, and I'm actually unsure. I think I cannot change this one either. So yeah, then that's all checked. So after the hop, actually what I'm going to do is I want to see if I can fly direct from HK950 to, oh, so let's go down, yeah, that would make sense. So copy this as the active, but in my flight plan says there's no ATC on there. Got HK950 and next waypoint up. And let's get some speed brakes out so that we can capture our lights back on and get some wing lights going too. Go in here and I'd say, what's the weather like in Helsinki? So yeah, not really great, like drizzle. So I would say it's probably a 555. Let's refresh the METAR. Prediction makes 73.5 tons. Yep, low rate works well. Anything else we have to do? So Kinesia's going to be 1019, I think it was, yeah. So set that right now. Just go back to the once again that you have a huge navigation screen stream. Landing lights on. don't get any time to slow down. Only these T-solid points. No time to extend flaps and stuff. Quite the action going on. 1019. Passing altitude 4,800 feet. Now checked. Approach checklist. Ground reference 1019er, seatbelts on. Minima Barrow 383 with correction. On brake load, engine selector, ignition, line approach checklist. LS, not like last time. 10 miles. Flaps 1, speed check, flaps 1. Helsinki traffic, Finnair 639 turning onto final runway 15, Helsinki traffic.
Helsinki traffic, rush up 2522, traffic over the 22 right.
Approach.
2,500.
Flat slope, like star.
Helsinki traffic, Finnair 26 Delta crossing, due to left Helsinki.
Lock. Flaps 2, speed check, flaps 2. Get out. Flap 3, speed check, flap 3. And flaps full, speed check, flaps full. Cabin ready. Be going to stand 1-2. Well, not 1-3, it's going to be then. Helsinki traffic, Finnair 639, a 3-mile final, runway 15, Helsinki. Okay, what was it? Stand 1-3, so we can select that.
1,000.
1-3. Landing checklist. Go around altitude 2,000 feet. Set. Cabin crew advised. ECAM memo. Landing no room. Landing checklist complete.
Helsinki traffic, Finnet 6 Delta, lining up and takeoff to the right, Helsinki.
Helsinki traffic, North Shuttle 2522, passing 3 minimum.
Continue.
One 100. 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard. 10, 5.
Spoilers. First screen. And brake. Stand 1 tree is going to be straight ahead. Left is clear. Right is clear. Helsinki traffic Finnair 639 vacated from runway 15 taxi to stand 1 tree via Delta Foxtrot Helsinki traffic. Plane feels heavy. Yeah, wow. I just went full 50% and one to even start moving. Parking brake set. Okay. Still around 40 seconds to cool down our engines. Okay, let's see after landing checklist. Radar PWS off. Started our APU, lights are off, wing lights are set off. Clocks are set. TCAS. Yep. Okay, everything's good. And as soon as we hit 3 minutes, we shut down our engines. Three, 2, 1, now. Engines shutting down. Beacon lights are off. APU cars can stay on since it's quite cold outside. 1000 set, fuel pumps off, install power connected, parking brake off, seatbelts off, parking checklist, chocks set, engines off, wing light is off, and fuel pumps are off. Parking checklist complete. Let's get some dome lights, and we'll connect the PCA, and then we can turn off our APU. Great. Okay. And welcome to Helsinki. What I love about MK Studios 2, well, there's a lot I love about this airport. It's really great, but the best thing that I just wanted to say that passengers don't face through the gates anymore, and that's when I saw, yeah. Okay, I guess this is the one gate that still does have this issue, even with the official MK Studios profile. The interior is nicely modeled, but I wouldn't say it's one-to-one. It's pretty good, but for example, if we just go a little further still, first of all, here there should be a bar called the Oak Barrel. It's nowhere to be found. Then up here, this is a lounge. As you can see, this definitely does not look like a lounge. This should also be a lounge, which is not a lounge. The duty free should be walk through. There should not be a wall here. You should be able to, when you come through security, turn to the right. There is no wall here. You can walk right through. In real life, obviously. But I'd say it's still very good, considering you'd only go this far with a camera like I'm doing. It does look really nice from the outside though. It's a shame they didn't model this terminal or the check-in area / arrival. Two Sri Lankan A320s. Interesting. I wonder what they're doing here. And this is the jetway glitch, famous one. Well, I feel like, you know, this profile is good enough. Can't really see passengers phasing through from here. Not that well, at least. This jetway glitch is stupid though. Okay, well, we'll still unload our passengers and then we can shut the aircraft down completely. Valanta says, oh, I didn't have Sky Dolly again. $279 feet per minute. Well, this one was pretty rough, but I'd say the winds made it hard for me to land smoothly, so I'm happy with this landing. I didn't even plan on taking this taxiway, but I ended up exactly where I needed to be. That was nice. GSX should make it so that if you load your aircraft with bags, then they unload the bags too. Or if you load these containers, then you unload containers when you arrive. Because I've loaded bags in Kittilä and now they're unloading containers, which is somewhat interesting and strange. They changed the livery. I think, actually no, they changed the aircraft. Right, okay. Nearly done. Let's see how many passengers we've got. Still 95, that's a lot. That is a lot. Let's see. I'll close the cargo hatches for now. Still got 52. Amazing. So, according to Volanta, that quote-unquote landing in Kittilä changed to 171 feet per minute now. Last time I checked it was 15,000 still, but I'll take the 171, yeah. Okay, last 20 passengers. Let's go plane spotting for now. There's definitely some mist, yeah. Did you say 2 true right? No, 1-5. Interesting. It's quite funny how there's no engine sounds. Engines aren't spooling up. Oh. Oh. Well, a little more to the left, and then I could have scrapped that plane. Okay, finally, everyone's left the aircraft, meaning ADRS comes off, cruise supply off, this comes off. Then we have to obviously turn all screens to off to save on battery if the battery turns on accidentally. Okay. And dome lights off. Start off, batteries off. Great. That's it then. Thank you so much for watching the stream. And we'll see everyone next time. I'll still close the door, because why not? Okay. Thanks guys, and bye.